Jay Morrison with a tweet. Wide receiver Jamar Chase said Joe Burrow was in good spirits and using a crutch and scooter to get around the building today. Well, asked if he thinks Burrow can play in the opener, Chase, who has experience with the calf strain, said that's up to him since he opens the season in Cleveland in 41 days.
So, Wildes, you want to apologize? You want to apologize? Brew, you wouldn't. I'm not poking fun. Brew wasn't here Friday, so he didn't see it.
Brew,
when we did this story on Friday, because I said, hey, we should do the story. You know, it's a big deal. It could hurt Burrow. It could hurt the Bengals' chances. You'd be compromised beginning of the season. You know, because I've been studying, how guys recover from soft tissue injuries while Wildes is reading 1,000-page Norman Mailer books. And so Wildes was like, it's a nothing burger. Non-story.
We didn't know about it.
Even said on the air, said, I'm sorry, I'm just not that interested in it. So I did not
say that on the air.
I can't remember if it was on or off the air. I just want to know, would you like to apologize now that it's a big story?
While you were gone, he also started diagnosing meniscuses.
No, I simply gave the accurate details on Jalen Ramsey. Another thing that you would know about if you were not too busy reading fiction books for hours on it.
He's like, I follow several doctors on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly right.
Me and Manchini was like,
obviously,
you know what the moral of this story is? When I'm not here, the show falls apart. You got ready for the
totally agree. I totally agree.
So your neutral corner.
This is why
it's
it's
kind of a big
crazy
deal.
that you take so much vacation.
41 days.
Here's the deal. This is, in all seriousness, not like a season-defining disaster for the Bengals,
right,
but 100% could lead to one. Because he is now, it will affect him on the field less than like a shoulder injury would. But it adds the likelihood that he suffers a significant injury way more than any other type of injury. His first game of the year, he plays Myles Garrett. Second game of the year, you're playing the Baltimore defensive front. Your third game of the year, you're playing Aaron Donald. That Bengals offensive line, no matter how many resources they pour into it, has been the weak point every year of his career. And now you're going to limit his mobility and escapability. And I know he's not a big, scrambled for positive yardage quarterback, but he has been a guy who does his best to evade getting killed back there. Right. And so he's the only starting quarterback who's been injured during camp, and I think it's absolutely a big deal.
Well, look, he's injury prone. I mean, the one negative about Joe Burrow is that he's injury prone. He got hurt as a rookie. He's missed training camp or parts of it, every year?
One was for an appendectomy.
But I'm just saying, he has been out. You don't see other quarterbacks out as much as he. Now, I'm not saying that'll be the case going forward.
Sure.
But to your point.
And he's tough as hell.
But, agreed. But because of what you said, they have to err on the side of caution.
Yeah.
And so several weeks. Look, they have 6 weeks before the season starts. Look, if I'm the Bengals, I am taking extra time to make sure or do the best they can that he doesn't re-aggravate that injury, all right? So if you have to give him a couple of extra weeks, fine. They started 0-2 last year. They were 2-3 last year, and they came back. And look, he's going to be rusty probably because last year when he missed time for the appendectomy in training camp, they were the first 5 games, 18th in the league in offensive efficiency. The last 12, they were 3rd.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some rust. There's going to be some lack of chemistry there. But I would err on the side of caution. You mentioned those first 3 games facing tough defensive lines.
They're not
if he has to sit out,
teams.
If he has to sit out a game or 2 or 3.
I agree.
Because if you looked at the schedule, I don't know if we can throw it up again, but look at week 4, 5, and 6. Well, that's maybe when you can get right. Then they got the bye.
Yeah, I mean.
So maybe even if you miss the first 3, and I'm not saying he will, but I would err on the side of caution and not rush him back.
I would think that every single one of those games, except for the Ravens game, is more than winnable without Burrow. That entire column. Yeah. They're winnable. Not that you'd pick them, but the Rams are going to be a disaster. We'll see what the Titans quarterback situation is. The Cardinals are going to be the worst team in the league. We disagree on the Browns.
Browns is a rivalry.
Sure.
And maybe Deshaun.
And so and again, we're now talking way long term, but I thought it was a mistake that he was out there at practice with the calf sleeve on. If he has a calf sleeve, it means he has something going on. And so I just think you've got to be incredibly cautious with your franchise, which is Joe Burrow.
All right, let's check back in on the Athletics QB tiers. Mahomes, again, was the unanimous number one. No surprise to us up here, us fans. Were you surprised, Nick? Followed by Burrow and Allen. Nick, are you okay with Burrow and Allen being 2 and 3?
Wiles, what's my New Year's resolution?
Be less humble.
Yeah, welcome to the party, America. Some of us told you Joe Burrow was, some of us had Mahomes Burrow as 1-2 all year last year. And we were told, no, it's Josh Allen. Now Josh Allen, so I have no problem with Burrow at 2 because that's why I've had him for 15 months. Mm-hmm. Allen at 3 is once again a figment of the media's imagination. It just is. So over the last 2 years, Josh Allen, how many combined picks and fumbles do you think he has?
Oh, I think he's got a lot.
50. 5-0.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. There's only other guy in the 50s is Matt Ryan, who it drove him out of the sport. He was like, I'm out of here. I'm gone.
How many have they lost of those fumbles?
Oh, I don't know. He has 29 picks and 21 fumbles. I'm not sure how many fumbles lost it is, but it's 50 total. But here is, once again, I will just give you, again, it's a very basic stat, but passer rating by year for Josh Allen and his ranking in the league. And much like his game by game, it's a bit of a roller coaster, and nothing tells you it's elite. Nothing. And in 2020, it looked like he was on the verge of becoming elite. And then in 2021, he took a huge step back. Last year, he took a bit of a step forward. And then Brew will try to do this fancy math on, but he's an all-time playoff great. But he's not. And we can show you his playoff numbers, because Brew's like, oh, his playoff numbers jump. No. He had one good playoff run. That's it. And by the way, that one good playoff run, he went 1-1.
17 touchdowns to 4
Okay, I'm just telling you, what I'm telling you is, in 2021, he was awesome. In the rest of his playoff career, he has not been. And so, why is he a top 3 quarterback? Tell me.
Can I?
I will. Go ahead, but I'll tell you.
I'll just have a graphic.
Because I got much more than that.
I just have one graphic.
Yeah.
The comparison, the raw number comparison to Joe Burrow is very similar, except Josh Allen has more wins. The touchdowns and interceptions are close enough. The rushing yards, he's got 500 more rushing yards and 2 more.
What makes him better than Jalen Hurts, though? What makes him better? You're not even saying he's better than Joe Burrow.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
So you
would agree with that.
So you think he's right now? You think he's the 3rd best quarterback in football?
I have absolutely no problem with him being ranked the 3rd best quarterback in football.
Okay.
None whatsoever, and I got a plethora of reasons. Number one, all right, you had your little graphics. Dusty?
What is that?
Dustin, I should say. Dustin.
What is this one?
Dustin?
He was the offense last year. Yeah. You know how much I love Mahomes. Sports Illustrated, all that knows how much I love Mahomes. But this dude did as 84% of his team's touchdowns last year. Okay. 84% of a team that went 13-3. I'm trying to, Dustin.
I don't think we have it, Brew. I think it's pretty clear.
So he had 84% of the Bills' touchdowns last year. Okay. That's a one-man show, and they weren't 7-10. They were 13-3. That's huge. All right. Secondly, he was 2nd in the league last year in touchdown passes and total touchdowns, 2nd to Mahomes. Yeah.
And where was he in interceptions?
He was 2nd in. He had 2 more than Joe Burrow.
He was 3rd in interceptions.
But he had 2 more than Joe Burrow.
Red zone.
All right, so it's not like a ton. All right, he's 2nd in the league in rushing touchdowns among quarterbacks. Okay. He was 2nd last year. Well, I don't know if we had the other graphic. Yeah. Over the last 3 years, he is 2nd in the league in winning. There's wins, but win percentage, I was going to say 75%, obviously to Mahomes. So I'm just saying, like, this guy is 2nd in so many different categories.
So why is he not 2nd then, bro? Why do you not still have him ahead of Burrow?
This is why I have Joe Burrow slightly ahead of him. Because he makes better decisions. Yeah. He's been more poised. Yeah. All right. He's more accurate. All right. And he's more consistent. Yeah. So those are reasons that I have Joe Burrow ahead of him. But this guy, I mean, and here's the other thing, Nick. Everyone else, there are question marks about. Aaron Rodgers, his age. I'll even give you that. Yeah. There's a question mark. Justin Herbert, Can he win?
I've got him ahead of both those guys.
Well, okay, Justin Herbert, can he win? There's a question. Jalen Hurts, he had one great year. One.
Yeah, same
right?
with Josh.
Lamar Jackson, can he stay healthy?
Yeah.
No, Josh was second in MVP, what? 3 years
that's just
ago.
one great year.
And third last year.
That was
he
a
was
farce.
third in MVP.
He's
farce,
made 2 Pro Bowls.
Whatever. He was third.
You're a big Pro Bowl guy. He's made 2 Pro Bowls. Jalen's made
What
one.
was he in the MVP voting last year?
Last year, yes.
Third.
Yes, he was third.
When you look back at, you do all your NBA and NFL rankings,
Trevor?
a big thing you look, he's had one good year.
Half a good
Trevor.
year.
Half a good year.
Okay.
And I'm not saying Trevor won't emerge to be great, but right now he's had half a good year. Okay. Josh Allen has been top 3 in MVP voting twice. Josh Allen is the second winningest quarterback in the league in the last 3 years. Josh Allen was a bigger part of his offense than as far as touchdowns, than any quarterback in the league.
So
why can't we put him in the top 3?
Because he's not better than Hurts, and he's not better than Trevor, and he's not better than
Hurts
Burrow,
has had
and he's
one
not
good
better than
year.
Mahomes. That's everybody.
He doesn't throw better than Jalen Hurts.
I am telling you right now, he is not a better player than Jalen Hurts. He is not a better player than Trevor Lawrence. He is not a better player than Joe Burrow, which I told you last year. And he's obviously not a better player than Patrick Mahomes. I'd include Caleb Williams in that, but he's not in the pros
gosh,
yet.
stop
but I'll give him Herbert. I'll give him
so
Rodgers.
Caleb Williams next year is going to be better than him.
Caleb Williams, we can have the Caleb Williams discussion another time. But last point on Josh Allen, that everyone wants to say, well, the reason for his numbers dipping last year was the injury. And he has now said, and his team has said, he is going to run less. That is smart for a longevity perspective. It will make him a far less effective player. The scariest thing Josh Allen does is on 3rd and long, take off and run.
Yep.
And if they are taking that out of his game, he is not going to be as dynamic of a player.
When he has to run, he'll run.
Okay.
And he was second in the league in touchdown passes.
He was first in the league in fumbled
second in the league in
that cost
touchdown
him the
passes.
game.
You know
Led
what'll
the
drop
league
when he stops
first
running
in the
as
league
much?
and getting
The fumbles. How about
first
that?
in the league and getting blown out in playoff games.
I had great points that whole segment.
The graphics were a little behind.
Dustin was mad at me.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.